Hello everyone, I am back and we are going to look at, actually I changed it, Castle Blackwood. Welcome to Castle Blackwood, everyone. Again, we're going to look at the revised dungeon boards that we worked on with the manufacturer, and they made their adjustments. And again, the board looks amazing, much brighter. Colors are more vibrant. It's just, it looks tremendous. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. We're going to take a tour of Castle Blackwood. But first, I have a little surprise for you because we have really a lot of new subscribers, and something that I have touched on and something I was very passionate about, the Avalon Adventure board game. And I've had actually a lot of questions lately about this. So if I may, I'd like to just, talk to you about this and let you know that, I think that this is going to surprise a lot of people, and I think it's going to be it's going to steal the show, so to speak. It's a very original concept on the choose your own adventure. So we're going to look at Castle Blackwood. We're going to talk about this first, but I want to say this because I will forget. We talked about this before, and someone had asked me this. Doors, you notice that there's doors here with yellow bases. Over here in the western watchtower of Castle Blackwood, there's up here in the Undercroft, there's green, and there's some red doors right here, over here in the solar of the Castle Blackwood. And then over here in the eastern watchtower, there's blue bases. And what that is when I designed all these dungeons, there's a key system, or rather even in the quests. Your heroes will have to find keys to open up doors to hopefully regain some quest items for the villagers when for the quests they're on. So basically, the golden key opens up doors with yellow bases. The jade key opens up doors with green bases. The onyx key opens up doors with red bases, and finally, the ivory key will open up doors with blue bases. I was going to forget, so I wanted to say that can't remember who it was. So hopefully that you're watching and now you know about that. Let's touch on this Avalon Adventure board game. And just to give you a little bit about it, and I'm trying to get to a demo of this because I love play testing everything. This right here was really my baby, and it came out awesome. In designing this whole Dungeon Crusade universe, this is the land of Avalon I created. Now, understand something. I did not paint this, but I did everything you see. I did a prototype map that took me forever to make. And then I worked with the amazing artist, Damian Mimolity. And what he did was he took my prototype map and basically traced over it, I guess you could say, or, built on it to make the final version. And Damian it was an honor and pleasure to work with him. Let me get you down here. I actually took the map then and then made all these little, to divide them up in regions. And then I put the tags over it. But Damien did this. He painted the Two McAlladar board. I passed off the blueprint for that. And he did many other things in the game. The Village board. And he's just an amazing artist. And Damien was one of the artists on, if you have played The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, it was RPG of the year in 2015, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. He was one of the artists who worked on The Witcher 3. So Damien, thank you. It looks tremendous. So what I was saying was, in designing this game, I really wanted to draw players and fellow gamers into the land of Avalon. I just didn't want to say, well, here's a land. I got very, very thematic with everything you see. So what this is basically is this. I didn't pull out the hero cards. When you select, you don't have to play this, okay? This is just if you want to have a more thematic experience and start the game with possibly some loot or gold. And to me, it was not, I didn't want to just do a campaign. You know, although I'm working on an original campaign for the huge expansion we have coming, but I wanted to do something different. You know, Dungeon Crusade is a fairly innovative and creative game. So I wanted to give people like a very satisfying experience, if you will. So what you can do is you can go right into Dungeon Crusade and play. That's totally fine. But to me, the way to play is you start out with the Avalon Adventure board game. Your heroes will start up here in Hope's Reach. I might have to get you down here so you can see all this. And I don't want to shake the camera too much. The war banner represents the 6 heroes. And what their job is, they have to recover, sorry for the shaky camera, put this down. And what they have to do is recover the 3 runes of eternity. And they're randomly placed each game. So in this land, there's all these different places. There's like the Vile Tower. Here's the village of Stonefield, the Crags, Tower of the Maidens, where the Maidens of Witherbrook Forest reside, the village of Evergreen, ruins of Ashenfall, the village of Salemport. So all this. I wrote 259, there's the adventure cards right here, 200, and they're double-sided. I wrote 259 unique pieces of thematic and creative writing, events, encounters, battles. You know, your heroes will be going into the towers of Avalon and the dungeons. And look, Castle Blackwood. All of the dungeon boards in the game are based off a location in Avalon. So they'll be going into Castle Blackwood. And I got incredibly thematic for each zone. So there was nothing reused. And this is, again, another reason why the game took long, because I was very passionate about it, and that's what I'm about. I'm not going to rush something. So the thing is about this, I love choose your own adventures. This was my chance to do something different for people and give them a choose your own adventure that has unlimited replayability. You will never see the same game in this. Every time you play, even if you track if you go the same way, these are tracking tokens right here. So say you went, here to the Dungeon of Isto, and then you went to the Ancient Runes. Then you went into the Eastern Witherbrook Forest, and then over here to the village of Witherbrook. Each time you play, that's going to change. You'll never see the same game twice. I think my middle name is replayability just for everything. I love replayability and stuff. So what happens is, every game, here are the runes right here. If you notice, there's 3 green ones, 3 yellow ones, 3 red ones. Well, if we flip these over, there's 2 fake runes, and then there's the real rune. That's a fake one. The blue ones are fake. But then there's the green one. And if you notice, there's those zones right here. Here's like the green zone. In the middle is like the yellow zone. And then around here is the red zone. So there's a mechanic in the game where you draw these cards at the start of the game, and these randomly get placed. Real quick, blue runes, though, if your heroes acquire this, if you cash this in, you can do a re-roll in the game. So they actually do something. But what you do is you shuffle these up so you don't know where they're at, and then you draw randomly 3 adventure cards from the green zone. So let's just say we, drew the Ancient Runes. Again, you're not going to look. Put that here. Then we, the tower, Logan's Tower up here. We put that here. And then finally, maybe the Temple of Evil. We'd put that there. So on and so forth for the yellow and red zone. Well, your heroes have to traverse the land of Avalon to recover the green rune. I'm going to flip this over. That's not it. That's it. So they have to recover the green rune, and then the yellow rune, and then finally the red rune, which are the runes of eternity. And that shatters the curse on the dungeon, so to speak. That will allow your heroes to enter in and play Dungeon Crusade. And you kind of import your heroes in. from this. You have to make it back to Hope's Reach. So whenever they do that, they have to make it back. There's a fate track. If your heroes perish in the land of Avalon, if one hero dies, there's an angel that will res them. But you have to put a token on the fate track. You know, if another hero perishes, there you go. And then finally, if it ever has 3, that's it. It's over. Done. So that's a little bit about the Avalon Adventure board game. And again, I'm very excited for people to try this because I think it's something like you've never played before. You can replay this over and over again. Also, I'm adding a lot to this. You can play this as a standalone now, but with the expansion, there's going to be content available that's going to be a whole different experience where you could just play this and have, you know, an hour and a half game. This game could take that long if you try to explore everything in Avalon. I mean, it takes a long time if you tried to explore everything. Quick note, treasure chests. On your hero's journey, they will discover treasure chests. There's a mechanic right here. Here's bronze, silver, and gold. So as they get better chests, there's a better chance that they can find some loot inside of those treasure chests. They, of course, can take that into Avalon. But be careful, there could be junk loot in there too. And lastly, let's say this is exclusive to this game. The Avalon Adventure board games comes with rejuvenation potions. It'll restore 3 health and 3 essence to your hero. These can be carried over into Dungeon Crusade if you end this game. When you import your heroes in, these can be taken with you to use in Dungeon Crusade. Lastly, again, I'm sorry, I really wanted to show this game because a lot of you longtime Crusaders know how I feel about this game, and it's a blast. It's really fun. This is called the Battle Board. As I said, that you're going to be doing, you're going to be going into, like, say, the Vile Tower. There's different floors I wrote about in the Vile Tower. There's a cellar, and then, floors above that. Who knows what you'll find in there? Again, very thematic writing for all of this stuff. You're going to be doing attribute checks. Maybe that there's a hidden chest behind a wall. Your heroes are going to have to test, an attribute to locate that. I don't want to say everything. I've kept this spoiler free. There is some very surprising, innovative things that you will discover inside of the deck with 259 unique things. But what I was going to say was that there's battles. There's many, many battles in the game where it will have you randomly select 3 of your heroes or maybe 2 of your heroes. You'll put them on the battle board, like so. And it doesn't matter where you put them. Maybe they could be fighting the Guardian Bainvik in one of the zones, in Avalon. Oops. Here's some more. So yeah, maybe they could be fighting Bainvik in that. And these are very quick little battles. They don't draw out, too long. I wanted to make it real peppy so you can get back to playing the Avalon Adventure board game. Maybe that they went inside of Castle Blackwood and they encountered 3 skeletal grunts. And so this game has a cool little battle system to it where each of the heroes are going to have to fight one of the skeletal grunts. Of course, all the other monsters that are in the game, plus there is some expansion stuff that is teased that you'll be fighting against them that will show up in the expansion for Dungeon Crusade. So that is a little bit about the Avalon Adventure board game. And again, I'm sorry it was drawn out, but I think a lot of you know how passionate I was about this particular game. And I'm excited for people to try this out. I think it's going to be a really big hit. I'm going to stop this because I gabbed a lot. Coming back, we're going to get directly into Castle Blackwood, and then we have the Cavern of Lost Souls to look at, and the Tomb of Cawdor. So we got a lot of cool stuff we'll be chatting about. I will talk to you in just a few.